The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, do we go into the breach, dear friends?
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And we've got Apple lighting the market up. We're up 15 points on the S&P cash. Dow's up 16 now. NASDAQ's up 95, 96. And of course, the first thing we want to be looking at out here is what do we have for volume? Again, nothing that would suggest this is the kind of blowout day that we've been looking for to go through the all-time highs. Doing for almost 4.1 billion shares. So the volume's good. But, we're looking for something like a 10 billion share day, maybe a 12 billion share day to give a signal that this thing's going to rip through the all-time highs at whatever that is, 2879 or something on the S&P cash and rip it to shreds. It certainly looks like we could go up there and test it. Of course, job numbers tomorrow. Earnings are, at least for a handful of days, aren't going to do anything to change this market. We do see some risky behavior in the market. And for me, it was the last 2 days in Apple. Normally, Apple is shorted less than 10% on a daily basis. You don't know how many people went home with shares short on those days. Lots, at least there's some base level of shorting that is part of the market maker business in this. But to me, leading into Apple's earnings, there weren't a lot of shorts. But it's, when it traded yesterday, we went to 14%. Yesterday, we went to 15% short. So people were really getting bearish as Apple went higher. And again, as I like to say, market, or at least individual stocks tend to give up when the shorts quit shorting. These people were going after it. Now, that being said, I'm expecting some kind of big whipsaw motion in the market. If we were to have a surprise tomorrow morning in the jobs numbers and we lose a ton of this and much more, I would suggest that we make a low fairly quickly. If not, then we're probably and could see some very interesting opportunities to short at highs on a pop tomorrow. So I'm continuing to keep my powder dry to try to wait for the big signal, which I think is coming, because we've gotten a lot of little signals, but nothing that I think adds up to the kind of move we need, which is either blow out that high or start a significant pullback. And if I saw a lot of the small caps or even weaker stocks that have been selling off starting to go higher today, I'd say that was it. But a lot of these stocks that have done well in the smaller mid-cap section continue to be totally ignored, and we're focusing on just a handful of few stocks. That is always dangerous in the stock market. Doesn't mean we can't go up for a few more days, but I think that there is going to be the opportunity to see these shorts give up and then have a significant pullback on stocks like Apple. We'll talk about Tesla today, because actually days like today make me think of shorting Tesla, not going long it or wishing I was long it already. It would have been nice for a little one. We talked about just how massively short Tesla is. When the shorts give up, I will short it, and my guess is the stock will fail. Probably, I don't know, in less than a month, it probably could be down $200. I mean, I think the end on that is going to come very quickly. And the question is, when does it start? Not real worried about that it does start, only when. Because if you time that right, that is going to be the trade of a lifetime, like going short natural gas in 2006, which to this point is the single biggest trade by an individual. I think ended up with $1.6 billion on a short of natural gas. I think if you could get it right, I think it could be a changing trade to be short Tesla. And almost everything's lining up now. They're having to spend a huge amount of money, massive competition coming at them. And guess what? No one can think that there's any chance that any of that stuff is going to affect them. I always like that. Just a total disregard for reality. Steve Jobs called it, or actually other people around Steve Jobs called it the reality distortion field. The problem is that it bit Steve Jobs several times, almost always at the C-suite, i.e., when the CFO came in and said, "We're bankrupt. We've got no more cash." He was lucky to get on the gravy train with the smartphones, but all of those things will eventually pass. Give me a call today at 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And of course, you can always post a message in the den. But I'm expecting maybe if we get a rip-roaring bounce tomorrow, I'm thinking that there'll be a lot of opportunity to find some short positions. If we go down lower, it may be the buying opportunity into the end of the year. Either way, I think from what I can see, it is lining up for a huge move this fall. And that may really gain steam as soon as the elections are over. But if you look at try to read the tea leaves today, it is a very pro-business ticket that wins this fall. And new numbers out today show a great deal of that, at least in the political realm. What else do we have? Yep. You can't get away from fun buying. Where's my clock, though? Oh, there it is. Anyway, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about history. We'll start looking at some charts. But there's a lot of wind up, a lot of steam being built in the sideways action that we're seeing from 2845 or 2850 down to this 2800. The next move should have some gusto. It should have and will have probably a banner move, maybe the biggest move of the year. We'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Thinkorswim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we are back. Okay. A little bit of history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1939, from his home on Long Island, New York, German-born physicist Albert Einstein writes to the president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, urging watchfulness and, if necessary, quick action on the part of the United States in atomic research. Einstein, a lifelong pacifist, feared that Nazi Germany had begun work on an atomic bomb, which they had. We didn't exactly know how far it had gone, and because they were so busy killing off the Jews, a lot of them had already left, and many of the ones that left, they did kill off. They didn't have anybody to actually build a bomb, but we couldn't know for sure. In the summer of 1939, many of his fellow expatriates, Leo Szilard, Wigner, and Edward Teller would go on to make the hydrogen bomb, profoundly disturbed by the lack of American atomic action, enlisted the aid of Einstein to get a letter to Franklin Roosevelt, hoping that such a letter from such a renowned scientist would help attract the attention of Roosevelt. And of course, this was probably the biggest secret ever. Even the vice president wasn't told about it until Roosevelt's death. I don't know if those two got along at all. Hard to tell. But they did have a fairly decent heavy water reactor that's finding the heavy versions of water, which you can kind of drink, but it'll make you a little bit sick. Just a little heavier, but helps slow down those neutrons a bit. And they had started a bit of it, but Hitler didn't really understand it, didn't believe it that much. He was also prone to be kind of, I'm hot on this today, I'm hot on that tomorrow. And it took a massive amount of resources And of course, they were being continually bombed, and those resources were always under fire. A lot easier for us to build something out in the middle of the desert and ship everything there, including all the wonderful um, scientists we got that left Europe because of his actions. So, Hitler, a lot of people say he got a bad rap. I didn't say that right. Hitler kind of, a lot of people kind of look pale on him. I always think about it as, Hitler did one good thing. He killed Hitler. He couldn't ask for any more. On this day in 1939. Okay, anything else going on? I wanted to get to Tesla here fairly quick. See if I can. I forgot to bring that up first, but we'll take a look at it. I've been waiting for one more pop higher on Tesla, and hopefully the shorts to give up on this. As we went through it yesterday, this is one that as long as as they continue to short 1 out of every 4 shares all day long, every day, it is problematic to short Tesla. Eventually, the truth will win out that they need to spend another $15 billion to even think about profitability is somewhat ludicrous, and especially given the fact that there will be 103 new competitors to Tesla in the 100% EV marketplace. Oh, I forgot to actually, did I say that? Did I do that? Is it in there? I put it in there. I don't know what happened to it. Must have lost it. Anyway, is it in there? No. Anyway, the big winner today, 17.5 million shares already. That's going into 18.8 million share down day from the 2nd of July. So you've got this 373.73, but my guess is that you could get 3 days of this, get up to about 365 would be about perfect. And all the volume come out and everybody quit shorting, and that would be the time to act. This did not have a bearish chart going into earnings. Energy from the 373 low from May 22nd up to the high at 373 came in. My power law vector indicator showed 9.6 on the way back down to 6.8. So you didn't have more energy on the way back down. The volume actually at this 286 low back here on July 30th came in at 6.8 million shares, and that was compared to a 9 million share low. So that would be it. We've got a follow up to my earlier commentary, and that is that I guess that's not a question, still isn't. Someone wanted me to expand on something, and I had 2 thoughts on the opening. One is that I want to fade the next move, and the next one as a separate sign is that all the energy that we've expended bouncing around in this next area means that it will probably be a big move. So I don't know which one you're talking about. I did separate those 2. I thought maybe I didn't enough, but I'm not exactly sure which one they want me to comment on further. Okay. Anyway, Tesla, a nice pop here today. And what do we see in this? We've got enough volume. Again, when we look back at Facebook, let's take a look at that. You wanted to give 3 days to the downside. Now you're starting to get some movement in this one, but no volume in Facebook. I think you could see something similar, but in reverse in Tesla. So we'll go back and look at that. So here's today's first day. These guys have had their faces ripped off with this move today, up to 345. You're looking for 2 more days, and ideally, I would love for this thing just to come up on no volume and no shorting to kiss the top of the candle from the 19th of June. That's 12.7 million shares. If it did this, even with a volume today, All I need is everybody to quit shorting this thing. If they do, this will open a giant air pocket down below. Okay. I guess I answered the question. I'm still not sure that I did, but hopefully that was it. Whatever move that we make, I suspect will be huge because of the buildup in steam we've had going sideways here. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at some of the other stuff. Question to look at Win, which is down on fairly decent volume. Everybody kind of thinking that trade issues will make it harder for these companies in the gaming community to continue on. Win has its own special problems. 151.02 was the July 5th low. We're breaking through that. That had 6.7 million shares, just 4.8 million shares. So it looks like we're going to tie those lows at 151.02. But the question is, what will China allow these people to get?
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of the Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. Weight Watchers comes out after the bell on Monday night. This has finally come back to this gap up on the 12th of June. Did so with 2.8 million shares. You're back in here with lighter volume again. These tend to be, these Weight Watcher type companies tend to have huge runs and then vaporize almost as quickly. I've always wondered about having a spokesperson for a Weight Watchers company who can't lose weight, but weirder things have happened. Also, Zillow, after the bell on Monday, this is back in to halfway between the 5101 low of May 18th in just under this 5705 low, trying to get there today, which is that June 29th low. Not a lot of juice either way. And of course, the idea is that if housing is slowing down, no matter what Zillow does, it will be problematic. The charts do, in the short term, look a little bearish. You can make a case that this move from May 18th up to the June 15th high was fairly strong, and this is just a complex pullback. The only way to test, though, is wait for a test of 51 bucks. My guess is that this does go lower after earnings right now. Let's take a quick look. Everybody in the den today is talking about wheat. I'm not a big wheat trader, but certainly if you look at some of these companies in this sector is interesting. I'm pretty sure this is the one, isn't it? Go ahead and take a look at it. Phosphate and potash crop nutrients worldwide. And of course, still over the 9-day moving average. Nothing to say that there's any problem with this coming into earnings right now. You've had a couple of gaps up and moves. Volume is okay. And I guess as long as some of the crops tend to really have people running in and out, this is going to be a strong sector. Let's go back here and look. When we get to Tuesday, we've got a train company, LPX, Louisiana Pacific. Before the bell, this thing is right at support, kind of been bouncing around these levels. And I think the trains are going to tell us a lot. Already have on some of those that came out. See if there's anything else out here that could possibly move this market next week. Kind of remember looking at a couple. So on Tuesday after the bell, we've got Walt Disney. This is DIS. Take a quick look at it. It has tried to go hit previous highs. Did so with volume just shy, about 1 million shares short compared to the 20 million shares at 113.19 back on January 3rd. So you're back up to these highs. What can you say? And you're back above it. There's nothing bearish on this right now. But man, this is fairly close. One more close below that would look a little bearish, but you've got till Tuesday. Snap, also ran with Facebook. Didn't look very good when I looked at it at lunch. Didn't do much. It's kind of come up to this 1475. It's done a fairly decent retracement. And it's back under there. Question from the den. Are electronic ballots trustworthy? And the answer is no. Each one should give you a receipt, just like the ATM does. If they don't give you a receipt, they are not trustworthy. I've also seen that some of the electronic ballot machines have Wi-Fi installed with them. Just tell me that the people that designed those weren't mentally retarded to some level or not, because you either have to be a criminal or you have to be an idiot. There's just no way around it that you put Wi-Fi in one of those things and expect them not to get hacked. They will. So I'm not a big fan of it. You could do it, but you have to do it the same way that they do in a lottery. When you go up there, you get your ticket. You know, they film everybody getting a ticket with a camera. They know where those tickets went. The ballots should be the same thing, but you know what? They're not. They're not for a reason, and that is many people love to engage in manipulating elections. I remember that I was driving through St. Louis and missed a turn and went by into East St. Louis. And this was on an election night. I can't remember, mid-'80s. I could care less about election. All I saw was it was at night. It's a bad part of town. There were 8 school buses full of people, and they were going from polling place to polling place. And I stopped and asked somebody, and they just said, yeah, everybody knows about it. I'm saying, and they don't do a thing about it. No, because if they do, they're going to call them every name in the book, tell them that they're trying to suppress votes, all the other stuff. But and since then, I already knew from being other places that depending on what part of the country you're in, it's looked as a national right to molest free elections. But yeah, what else can you say? But yeah, there's a lot of bad juju going into electronic ones. If they gave you a receipt, and those receipts you could then mail to somebody to verify, I think that would be quite interesting. But again, nobody wants to do it. No one wants to get involved. No one wants to talk about it. It's the dirty little secret in America. Okay. Okay. AAOI, got a question to look at it. It also comes out with earnings next week. Of course, you can always email me at path@tfnn.com. Okay. Man, you're back here to the 50% retracement level. It looks fairly good. It got $50.30, back down to $35.56. That's fairly decent support. I just don't want to get in front of this, in front of earnings next week. But, if earnings are nice, this could be a monster ABC up after a huge move down. And we'll see what the expansion on this thing would be if this is it. I need the one for 50. Is that not in there? It is not in there. Okay, let's do this. If this is the gigantic ABC that it could be, we'll make that one an A. We'll make this one the B. And we'll make today's low the C. Come on, there we go. Today's low the C. Okay, what's that come up with? A 1-to-1, $63.32. Could this have it in it? These things are feast and famine. We talked about it before. AAOI on Tuesday.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And see what else. Going into next week, I'm just looking at anything that really would move this market. And I think we've gone through the ones that have the ability to do it. You know, still stocks that we can make money on that should be interesting. I think so. I'm just thinking that there isn't a whole lot out here that's going to change the viewpoint of traders. The Clorox company, nice pop today. They've got earnings next Thursday. Next Thursday. Oh, no, they had the earnings today. Excuse me. That's why none of this is looking correctly for me. They've got nice pop today. You got decent volume. You gap down on the 2nd of February, came with 3.5 million shares. You got 2.5 million shares already, so you're going to probably go retest that. The 148.60 level on December 26, 2017 is open, and that is probably where this thing is going to. Let's get to next week, which is why this thing did not look right at all. Here we go. Okay. So Monday, August 6th, we got Tyson Foods, Newell Brands, which is Rubbermaid, to Cardinal Health, SeaWorld. Like I said, I don't think any of these things here in the morning could even start to get it. So he said after the bell, Etsy, Weight Watchers, Twilio on Monday, and Zillow. But again, I think the housing market's probably put the kibosh on Zillow. Let's take a look and see what else. Tuesday, not much going on. I mean, there's a lot of earnings. You should be always looking for that. But Walt Disney, I think that's enough for the Dow, right? I can move that a bit. Match Group, which got blown up. I haven't looked at this one for a while. MTCH, as Amazon was going to get into this business and crush them. Actually, didn't make a bad-looking chart out here. Would have liked for it to get to 33.48. It did not, but it certainly got into that candle with a high volume, with light volume. I don't know enough about this company. I'm going to have to check out more. But again, that's next week. Papa John's, man, this thing always in the news, and it's not good. Okay. Continuing lower today, opened higher, a little lower already. And this thing the worst may be in for that one. 3D Systems, let's take a quick look at that. That looked like it had a little bit of a bounce today, but of course, earnings not till next week. Okay. A little bit of a pop back into this gap down based on some dubious fake news about the 3D printing guns. It had already come down on downgrades and everybody yelling and screaming about it on Wall Street. We also have in cyber news, we've got CyberArk after the bell on, is this Tuesday? Yeah, this is Tuesday. This one's kind of come off. In fact, this whole sector is kind of come down. Let's take a look at Hack, which is the cyber security ETF. Actually, this one had a little pop today. About $1 or so. No volume, though, which is kind of interesting. A lot of energy off this high, too. You tested the previous high of June 14th that had 1.4 million shares with this 300,000 shares. We were in a couple of these in the cybersecurity sector in longer term Tech Insider, and we sold them. And I'm pretty happy that I did. But you also got about half the volume down here at this June 28th low, 23, 630,000 shares, 380,000 shares on July 31st. Didn't quite blow. Yeah, you want a penny below it, close back above it, and now you got a little move out here, but no volume. And again, I think you're probably going to have to wait until you go through earnings on many of those. For marijuana, GWPH is next week. That's the only legal marijuana company. This thing took off and gapped up on the FDA approval back here in April on the 17th of April. Did so on 1.7.5 million shares. Tested with the half that on June 28th, 130.50. Retested again with 585,000 shares on July 30th. And the energy's fairly light. Still don't know what the future of this is and how much business they are, but they are the only legal marijuana company in the United States, I think, at the moment. They're the only ones that can make legal drugs out of marijuana. They got that FDA approval. It's moved very well on it. Kind of interesting to see this thing back at lows, but earnings next week. See if there's anything else I can dig through here and find. I mean, there's just so many, but a lot of these companies, I'd say 90% of the world's never heard of. I mean, you kind of guess, but you don't look at the charts that much. Okay. Okay, bookings holdings next Wednesday. Take a quick look at that. And Roku, the recent IPO. Where's my bookings? BKNG. So as we look at bookings holdings, chart doesn't look that much different than the marijuana stock out here. You've got fairly nice support on this gap up of the 28th of February. This thing's been bouncing at this $2,000 level. Bounced again today, volume a little bit less so far. You want to see how this one comes in. They're certainly in a lot of downside right now, apparently. I thought that this thing could go back to 1,800 fairly, well, about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. It looked utterly horrible. In the meantime, it's kind of gotten a little bit better. Okay, we looked at Jack in the Box. Haven't looked at Yelp for a little bit. Again, it's after the bell next Wednesday. Another one that's, man, now I have to say that I didn't put a lot of juice in the market going a lot higher. I have to say that a handful of these stocks, I'm going to have to look at some more of tonight, but this doesn't look bad. I mean, these things gapped up with huge volume like Yelp did on 16.9 million shares, tested it with 3.5 million shares on February 9th, 1.5 million shares on July 30th. There certainly isn't, you had some decent sell-off of these highs, but you're back to some pretty massive support and nobody interested in buying them, at least today. I'm going to have to look at a lot more of these. Very interesting indeed. The game is afoot, as Sherlock Holmes used to say. We'll be back in a minute.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're going to go to Ron in Denver. How you doing today, Ron?
Hi, David. Just wonder if you'd take the time. I did a bull spread on Jazz, J-A-Z-Z, the 170, the 180s. The reason they're bringing out earnings Tuesday, and I hear that they're going to have a pleasant surprise in the upside. I just wonder, how does that look to you?
Well, if you heard that and it was told to somebody, someone's going to jail.
Oh, no, I read it.
Yeah, I know. But someone, if they actually told somebody that, is going to jail.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you read, what do you call it?
Right, but I'm telling you that if anybody knew,
I look at Yahoo Finance and all these other things, and somebody just, these are projections of somebody saying, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if anybody that actually knew anything about that said something about it, they're going to jail. So the only people that you could have heard that from are people that don't know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
is there something going on in the background there? I'm
It's okay. Well, I'm just a, I'm not a professional or anything like that. I'm just an investor.
I'm just saying I probably would discount that news as it doesn't sound like there's much in that. I just look at the chart and probably discount the idea that there's pleasant news coming, because if anybody actually said that knows what's going on in the company, you got bigger problems in the company. It just sounds like police talk to me.
It's just like,
so I
it was about a week
that.
and a half ago, Nomura came out and said they thought Tesla was going to go up 45%, and everybody was pessimistic as hell, and Tesla went down, and finally it turned out Nomura was right. I mean, there's a difference between they think and someone knows something inside. I just wanted to push that. I appreciate the phone call. We're out of time for the day. Hopefully you'll call back tomorrow. I'd love to talk to you more about it. Anyway, that's it.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
No matter